Hey guys, Jensen here with another episode of World's Daily. This time I'm going to be previewing a match each day from the Swiss stages, and I think that NRG versus Weibo Gaming is probably one of the more interesting ones that I wanted to look at. In particular, I wanted to break down Weibo Gaming's 2-1-2 and if this is something that our NRG as another Trillion team can handle. So uh, let's start off with Weibo Gaming. This is a three-lane team, and the way that this team is constructed, it is built to emphasize individual playmaking ability in side lanes, particularly around their solo laners, the Shy and Xiao Hu, uh, two very storied players with lots of international accolades. So the way that Weibo Gaming generally plays is that they play a 1-1-3 or 1-2 when they're even or behind, and then they swap into the very unique 2-1-2 setup when they're ahead. So let's break this down a little bit further. They usually enable this and when they have TPs available, and they use the TP to be able to match the tree on the cross map. This creates a hammer and anvil pinch that pushes in both side lanes and creates a lot of opponents pressure on the opponents to immediately answer the side lane waves when Weibo Gaming goes for this type of setup. So this 2-1-2 style matches particularly well against teams that also play on three lanes that go 1-1-3 or go 0-2-3 when they are only able to bring three people on the side lane and the TP is able to match them 3-on-3. So this enables them to set up for individual competencies to outplay them in even number scenarios, or even set up for two-man camps in the opponent's side of the map when they are attempting to retake in the style of G2, where they're able to sit in the bush and pick someone who is unsuspecting the camp from them. And this style is advantageous for Whipple gaming style because they have generally drafted towards scaling win conditions as this maximizes our farm and enables those scaling compositions really well. As to how this is achieved in the draft phase, we have to examine what the solo lanes are picking. So the envy of the Shy, his two most played champions are Renekton with 14 games and Cassandre with another 14 games as well. But even more interestingly is that when he plays the Ornn with 5 games only, he is currently undefeated on that champion. When he has TP, the Shy plays a little bit like the Pulse, where he's unafraid to die to get the wave, and this allows him to instantly cheat the map state. And you see sometimes Weibo Gaming immediately opt into the 2-1-2 or perhaps the 3-1-1 with the Shy as the one um, when he's unafraid to trade his life to be able to push in the wave, especially in the earlier stages of the game where the death timers are not so long. The Hammer, on the other hand, of Weibo is led by Xiao Hu, and his two most played champions this split is Azir and Tristana with 15 games in Azir with a 2/3 win rate and Tristana with 12 games with a similar win rate as well. Note that with these champions, he has strong cleanup potential and inbuilt mobility, which allows him to enable the TP in to respond to people collapsing onto the Shy. Most interestingly though is that this 2-1-2 setup enables Weibo Gaming to then get away with a greedy support jungle combination that enables them to have an even stronger late game teamfight, which is why I would consider them to be the goal efficiency school of thought. So can NRG deal with Weibo Gaming's 2-1-2 and the tree lane approach? As a tree lane team themselves, I think NRG they have one good thing going for them where they do aggressively attack the mid diamond when they hit on the map, with them winning multiple games in the LCS playoffs using this approach. This would actively force Weibo Gaming to burn TPs to respond to mid defensively and limit their ability to execute the 2-1-2. However, at the same time, being a 3-1 being a tree lane team as well, D212 will be particularly effective at attacking NRG's 221 when they are behind, and NRG's 221 into a chokehold on Baron to invite a fight that they used multiple times to win against the likes of Team Liquid and Cloud9 in their domestic playoffs would not be particularly effective as they would not be able to find that turn advantage that they are looking for to then create a chokehold on Baron, as they would generally struggle to push out the top lane wave. So thus it is difficult for them to find their turn to be proactive, and you can find that Weibo Gaming's use of the 2-1-2 will constantly have NRG pinned down. However, there's some things that NRG can do in draft to fight against what the LPL 4th seed can bring to the table. Having champions that can focus on defending the wave and that can prevent the Shy from easily sneaking in front of their faces is a good start for them. Having champions that have access to globals that can and then enforce manpower advantages to create 4v3s rather than simply taking 1 3v3 will be something that's beneficial to NRG as well. and having a support or jungle that can force the issue mid to help NRG really aggressively attack the mid diamond. So should say Light or Crisp be found caught out in the mid diamond itself, this is something NRG can use to their advantage to then create a foothold in the game. With that, I still think that they are underdogs. There's a chance for them, but still, this will be an interesting matchup to see how Weibo Gaming's 2-1-2 stacks up against the 3-lane approach that the NA champions are bringing to the table. And with that, that brings us to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this style of tactical analysis and content, please do drop this video a like, drop the channel a subscribe, and leave me a comment if you think that there are any other interesting matchups you would like me to preview or review in the days to come as the Switch stage progresses. With that, this is Jensen. I hope you have a nice day, and let's get hyped for Worlds.